welcome to another episode of Sports Talk, and we're almost at the finals for both the NHL and the NBA. What do you want to start off with?
NHL for sure, because the Florida Panthers, the rat himself, Brad Marchand.
The GOAT.
No, I got no hard feelings for Brad Marchand. I do, because I'm trying to be a police fan, but I love the way he plays the game, other than his dirty plays. But I don't know why they call him the Rat, in fact.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Maybe because of his dirty plays.
He's a good player.
Yeah.
Anyways, third straight Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
I forgot about that because I remember them winning last year, but I didn't realize they made the Stanley Cup before that. They're only the 9 team in NHL history to make it a 3 straight Stanley Cups.
Yeah.
And just for that reason, as long as Oilers don't make it, I'm going to go for them.
Yeah, as long as the Oilers don't make it, I'm going for the Panthers, but not because of that. Just because they eliminated the Leafs and it makes you feel better. But great that they made it. Amazing. 9 team in history. That's insane. If you think about how many years NHL's been going on, how many teams there are, that's insane. But what about the Western Conference Finals? The Edmonton Oilers, I think, are going to make it out.
Yep. They're up 3-1, but a big injury. Zach Hyman's gone for the rest of the playoffs, I believe. Yeah. Big injury. Could be there. In fact, since 2022, his second most goals out of any player in the playoffs. Draisaitl was number 1, and he was number 2, even ahead of McDavid. So one of the top 3 players in the playoffs since 2022 injured. He has 100+ hits or something this playoffs. Yeah. I read a ridiculous stat like that. Those are the players that make you win. That's what Leafs don't have. We need players like Zach Hyman. Highly skilled player and a physical player. We need to trade. We might even need to pull the trigger and trade Mitch for Zach Hyman. People are going to think it's crazy, but we might have to do it.
Yeah, I think so. I think you might just have to do it, but that's if the Oilers want to do it. Why would the Oilers want to trade Zach Hyman?
But another thing is that he is playing with Connor McDavid. We do not have a Connor McDavid on our team.
Yeah, Austin Matthews, as good as he is, he's nowhere close to Connor McDavid, that's for sure.
Now you can move on to the basketball, I guess. NBA, the Toronto man himself, Shea. Shea took it, another 30-point game, dominant performance. They're too good for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Almost every game was a blowout.
Yeah, I was hoping it was a closer series because I really like Ant and the Timberwolves as well. But, I'm happy OKC won. I want OKC to win the whole championship just because Shea, he's won the MVP from Toronto himself, the greatest player right now in the NBA. He's the best player right now in the NBA. It was really good to see, sometimes you want to see the best player win. And that's why I wanted to see the Edmonton Oilers win. That's why I wanted to see OKC win. So, but I did think it was going to be a closer series than it was. Surprisingly, it wasn't. It was a blowout.
Yeah, it wasn't close at all. 4-1.
I thought Rudy Gobert was going to dominate. Where was Rudy Gobert?
Like I said, Rudy Gobert is quite useless. Because people pick on him, right? So you can't be a great defensive player. I guess, of course, he's going to have some blocks. What else?
He's like 7 feet tall, yeah.
But you can't be a great defensive player and get called out. Like, people want to go against you and match up with you and try to get you after a pick so they could score on you. So you can't be getting $200 million and can't play defense. Yeah, and you don't score at all.
Yeah, and OKC's Holmberg? Holberg?
No, Chet Holmgren.
Holmgren, yeah, there you go.
I think it's Holmgren.
He played better.
Oh, of course.
That's a joke. No, but
he's like Victor Wembanyama.
Give him the $200 million.
If you give him the opportunity, he can be almost as good as Victor Wembanyama. People don't give him the respect. He's a good both-way player. And then they got Williams, who scored 30 last game, and he had a good game this game too. Their top 3 players are tough. They're going to be future All-Stars.
Yeah, that's true.
We're already All-Stars. Chet's going to be a future All-Star.
Yeah, Shea had to eliminate his cousin. It had to be done. He did it. Did you see the elbow to the neck? The physicality was increased. He had to take it to him. There was no love lost there. But what about the Eastern Conference Finals? You think New York Knicks are making a 3-1 comeback?
Not at all. Not at all. I'm hoping they get to Game 6. But it could be done tonight. I'm hoping it gets to Game 6, but it could be done tonight.
With New York Knicks, it's unfortunate that because Jalen Brunson is injured, they've been playing with an injured ankle, And for some reason, not last game, but the game before, the coach never played Cat. Pretty much all fourth quarter.
Yeah. But,
never played Cat. Made no sense and lost the game.
Yeah, a lot of it's the coaching. A lot of it is just don't have the talent. You know what I mean?
And a lot of it is
you can't
Spicy P and Halliburton.
Yeah.
A lot of it is Indiana basketball. They're playing really well.
Halliburton had what did he have? 34, 15 assists, 10 rebounds, 0 turnovers.
Yeah,
he had some ridiculous stats.
Yeah.
His dad was loud back in the arena and he put on a show for him.
Yep.
Yeah, so I didn't expect this final. I don't think anyone did Indiana versus OKC if that happens, or New York versus OKC. This is the first time where it's like, I think no one would have predicted this final. I don't think anyone would have predicted this finals.
I feel like people would have predicted OKC making it, but not Indiana or New York. Definitely not Indiana or New York.
I'm saying the finals.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. But people would have predicted OKC making the finals.
Yeah, I think a lot of people didn't predict OKC making the finals. I think a lot of people had Denver. Everyone in the East had Boston, including myself.
Yeah.
But Jason Tatum got hurt. But yeah, so let's see if Jalen Brunson got to stop holding the ball for 18 seconds. Move the ball around, get the team involved, and then get your easy buckets. The coach got to do a better job of drawing plays. I'm hoping it goes to Game 7. I'm hoping it goes to Game 7.
Yeah, I doubt it though. I see them going on next game.
Because
I see them going on next game.
Let's be real. This is gonna be a low televised series.
Mm-hmm.
If it's Indiana versus OKC, no star-studded player that's worldwide famous.
Yeah.
No, they're not big market teams like New York. They're not big cities. So for the NBA, I don't think it would be it would be much better if Knicks make it.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered between OKC and Minnesota. Both, no real star player in the sense of fame, no big city like you said, but New York needed to make it. The NBA needed New York to make it. In fact, the best they could probably do is probably the Lakers versus the Knicks, or probably one of the most high-selling, most viewed series, but, that's not going to happen. But yeah, let's see what happens. I think Indiana's going to win, and I don't know who's going to win the finals, but I'm hoping it's OKC, just because of Shea.
I'm going for OKC as well. Anyways, yeah. We'll discuss it after the match, the game tonight, and the Edmonton game tonight, and let's see what happens. Until then, we'll see you next time.